still hesitating on the curriculum textbook. Most of everybody on here has the curriculum textbook, but you guys know I'm revising that textbook. And I'm telling you guys, it's like everybody's like, well, when is it going to be ready? When is it going to be ready? Look at my manuscript. I'm going to try to show, hold on. I'm going to show you guys this manuscript. Look, it's over 500 pages for this next revised chapter curriculum textbook. I tell you guys, I didn't know what I was getting into. I thought it was going to be very easy to revise the curriculum textbook, but my standards are so high, and I'm not trying to give you what you already have. So it's a lot of work going into it, and formatting, proofreading, contents, pictures. Oh my God, expensive pictures. You got to buy each picture. And it's a lot. And I can't rush it because of my integrity. I want to deliver what I promise I'm going to deliver. So it's taken a lot longer than I thought it would, because I really thought it was going to be like, oh, just update this, update that. But no, it's not that, because it's so much. And there's so many things that's changing, technology, terminology, different products has come out. And I'm really trying to add, if you guys have some updated information that just came out in 2025 from going to the conference, especially you, Andrea, send it to me. I would like to put it in the book. You know I can't get every little thing, but I'm going to do my best. So I'm not going to rush it. For the ones that have pre-ordered, you guys know my integrity. Be patient, because this is a curriculum textbook. It's not a storybook. And I'm not trying to give you what you already have. It's going to be a lot of what you already have, but it's going to be broken down even more, make it easier for you to get to find videos. I'm adding the All About Insurance book is going to be included in that. My Mind Your Business, all of those documents, all of that stuff is included, but I got to explain what those documents is for and how to use them. But if you want to order and download them, that's separately. But as far as me showing you all this paperwork and you being able to copy it and use it, it's going to be in the book. And Andrea gave me the greatest idea with the QR codes. So that way you'll be able to scan the code and it'll go to my replay videos. But Andrea, you didn't tell me I have to house those videos for the rest of my life. Because once I don't house those videos, you can't get the video anymore. I'm like, oh my God, we got to save the videos as long as the book is out there. But as long as I'm living, it'll be there, and hoping my grandchildren to keep the videos out there, even when they get old, because I do have some videos from the 90s where when I created the alteration polyester cable hairpiece for women of color to take the place of the hair weave. That video is still relevant today. You could tell it's old by the pictures, but the information and the steps is the same today. And I got to talk more about that alteration hairpiece, because I know many of you guys don't even know about it, although it's in the book, but it's not the same as if you order that empty cap, especially the ones that's still doing some hair weaving. You still sewing hair on caps and that type of thing. That alteration polyester cable cap will help you a lot in the clients, instead of putting a full lace cover up or a monofilament and smothering out their hair when they have hair in the back. You need those cables, and you can sew the hair on those cable caps. You can sew a lace piece on there, a mono top or a silk top. So you don't have to cover up their hair completely when you're sewing that hair on those caps. And you use this cap over and over again. You can buy a brown one and a black one and sew dark hair on and light hair on. Your clients would be happy, especially for the ones that's doing that and doing hair weave. So it's on my website. It's called a polyester cable cap by Gigi. Thanks, Belinda, for coming on. Like I said, this segment is more questions and answers that I can help you guys through as I continue to work on this book and give you an update on the book. But I know Belinda has a client. I wanted her to be able to share a little bit about, because Belinda has been with me, following me for a long time and been part of my team, and have every book, DVD, CD that I have. And so just talk a little bit about all your investments in products and tools, CDs, DVDs, the book has helped you in your business, Belinda, because I know you got a client coming.
Oh, she's going to be late, which is,
Okay.
First of all, I'd like to say hi and welcome everyone, and just let you know that we're going to be talking about some tips and not necessarily hacks, but how everything intertwines with one another. You can be doing sew-in and a tape-in and a grafting all in one. So there's like hybrids and combinations that you can do. You don't just have to use one application. It's just like, making a sandwich, I would say. You just add whatever you want, you know. Um, so I have a shelf over here. But it's full of Gigi's DVDs and books. And there's not one day when I don't reference that. If I have a new client and I can't remember everything because there's so much to remember and to learn and to know. But when you start getting into hair alterations and cutting hair and helping people, you're going to know that it's not a one size fits all. So that's why, I know a lot, but there's still a lot that I need to combine together. That's why I like to keep the books. And as far as the books help me so much, and the DVDs help so much um, with what's happening today, because everybody knows how to apply adhesive and put on a wig, but do they know how to take it off without damaging the client's hair? Do they know where to put it? Do they know how to make it small? It's not a one size fits all. If it was, then everybody would still have their hair. There's so much that goes into this. As far as hair care, like we're not just talking about this. People they want their hair. They they put on a hair system for convenience sometimes, but you still need to take care of that skin underneath. So it's
Right.
not like, okay, put it on and let's just take it off. And every takeoff is different. It depends on what adhesive you use. You just can't use the same removal for every adhesive.
Right.
So you have to learn. You know, Instagram says use this to attach it, but they don't tell you what to remove it with or how. They'll tell you, how to do it, but they don't tell you when. If it's been 2 weeks, if it's been 1 week, if it's been a month, because every removal is not the same. Some are, they adhere. Um, you can change some in 24 hours. You can't change some in a week. Some you could take right off and put back on. Some you probably should start removing the day before. Just put the oil on the day before. So everything is not a one size fits all. Like if I come into your salon and I want to take off my hair system that has been adhered to my scalp, when you take it off sometime, that depending on how it was attached, it may be gooey and sticky, and
Yes.
you're doing a lot of damage to my hair. But if you know that I'm going to be doing a removal, you'll say, well, why don't you start, just put the oil on tonight before you go to bed. So when you come to me, I'm not ripping out your hair and you're
Yes.
not there all day. And the cleanup is so much easier. And if you have a client that can remove it on their own, that's going to be so much easier. So she can, do that 2 days prior. She knows she's coming to you on Saturday. On Thursday, she could just remove it and maybe just wear a wig or a top or a scarf or a hat, because it's going to be so much easier for the cleanup, for the longevity of the hair system, and for the client's own natural hair. And for you,
Yes.
time is money. You could spend all day, you hear people, maybe they take 150 to put it on and take it off, but you're spending hours trying to get that oil off the hair, and you're compromising the knots, and you're like, why is everybody doing this so much faster? Or should I have my client buy one every time she comes? But the thing is, there's steps, and like there's steps. Not only that, like Mama Gigi says, we need to have integrity when we're doing these things. We don't just take it all, put it on. When we have integrity, when we're doing this, that means we are doing it because we've learned from Gigi how to take them off, how to put them on. That means we're giving you 100% service from the beginning to the end. You're not coming in and it feels like surgery when you don't know what you're doing, and you have to clean their hair system. It's like, oh my God, all the chemicals, the smell, the oil, it can be messy, especially
Yes.
if you're only working with one person or even two, because you can't really trust everybody to clean it the way you clean it. So you have to have a system. And when you have a system, everything's going to go smoothly. But
Yeah.
if it's you and another person, have that client start trying to take it off 2 days ahead of time, not with her ripping it off, but put some solvent on there. She comes, your work, half of your work will be done.
Yes.
And then the
Exactly.
hair system will be still in good tact because all the glue, I'm going to say adhesive, won't be so gummy. And you won't have to put so much oil when you remove it. So there's things that, I forget. Like sometimes, and I'm only saying that because a couple of weeks ago, I went back to habits. I was okay. I allowed them to do their own thing. Come in today, and then I'm taking it off. I'm like, shit. This took like 4 hours when it could have took an hour and a half
Yes.
if I would have just said those few words and say, "You're coming in tomorrow. Start taking it off today." Or if you can take it off today, because some people come when it's already slipping off, and they're like, "Look, it's coming off." No,
Right.
take it off. Start the process at home and you'll be a lot happier, and so will your clients. And but these are things that when you get in the mix of doing everything else, you may forget that. So that's why these books are so important, and that's why it's so important to just keep them really close to you. And I use them to motivate me every time I get a client. I've been doing this for a long time, but like I said, every client is different. I don't just do one particular way, and that's it and that's all, because every client wants something different. Some want to keep their hair, um and some aren't. A lot, they were like tender-headed, so they don't. Ouch, everything hurts, and you're like,
Yes.
shit, this is hard. Let me
Yes.
try this, let me try that. But that's why there's so much information in Mama Gigi's books that Uh, gosh, you can't even imagine. There's a lot. You're in a whole different category as far as wigs and hair replacement than what you see on Instagram or TikTok, or a short video that's not going to show you everything. A lot of this is experience, but you're not going in blindsided. You're going in
Right.
with us, with a support group. We're here to help you, so you're not alone. Where you're not going to get a machine when you call and you get into a jam, but at the same time, we're not going to know what you're talking about if you don't have the book. We
Right.
can only communicate with you because we're talking about the textbook. If you just call me and say, well, I'm having a problem doing this and this, if I can't say, well, then go to this page, that means that doesn't mean that means that you don't care enough about you to make provisions for yourself. So make the provisions for yourself. If you can't find the answer in the book, then call someone that does have the book and does have knowledge of working with Mama Gigi's textbooks and DVDs. Other than that, I would just suggest not calling anybody for help unless you help yourself. And the way you help yourself is by investing in yourself. We all want to help people, but haven't you heard that old saying, you got to help yourself first? Now, don't go
Yes.
in blindsided saying, okay, well, I used to do this while I talked to Mama Gigi, or I had a demonstration. No, people will give you only so much because we don't have time to give you the whole textbook. That's why she's rewriting this book, and it's taken a very long time because there's a lot of information that goes into this that you're not going to learn in one day, nor anyone's going to be able to tell you in one day unless you have the book and we know what exactly you're talking about, and you need to know a little bit about what you're speaking about as well. So it's an amazing book.
Yes,
I
it
can't say enough about it.
is.
So if you have any questions, let Mama Gigi know, or we'll have our number in the chat. But make sure that you invest in the book before you give us a call, so we can be on the
Absolutely.
same page.
Look, I taught her well. Belinda, you gave such good nuggets. Now you can tell she's experienced, she's studied, she's still working it, but you can tell her conversation is just flowed and she knows what she's talking about from experience. But just think if she had to go through all of this without the help of the book, and it was a word you used, which very few probably on here know what that means. Hybrid. That's another terminology. Who know what hybrid means when it comes to
It's
non-surgical hair
hybrid.
replacement? Go ahead, Andrea.
Hybrid is just using different methods to achieve a look for non-surgical hair replacement or hair extensions.
Yeah, it's
It's
combinations.
combination.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
combination. Yeah.
Yes. So that's one of the terms I made sure went in the glossary, Belinda. When you said that, I was like, yes, this girl is studying because it hasn't been used very often because people haven't heard it. But yeah, and we've been doing combination like in the book you guys have right now. Let's see who hand is up. In the book you guys have right now, I say combination, base combination. When you have lace and polyurethane, that's a combination, but that's hybrid. And so it's
Yeah.
best to be clear and aware of these terminology that's not changing, but they're just saying it another way, same definition. But we've been saying combination, now they're saying hybrid. And when she said that, I was like, all right, Belinda. And then also when she spoke about systems, it's like she has a system, but no two client is the same. And when you talked about you educate your clients and show them how to remove their hair pieces, and then they could take it off a couple of days over and give their scalp a break, let their scalp rest. That is important instead of forcing it off and then you're putting it right back on. That's how abrasions come on it. So all of this information is there in the book. I tell you, the last book, maybe I shouldn't have done nothing with it. It was already so good. It's like if it's not broke, don't fix it. But I know it had been like 10 years that I'd done that book and I wanted to update it. And when I said update it, I really thought it would be like 60 days, 2 months. We really start updating it the end of end of January, February, March, April, May, June. It's only been 5 months. But for you guys that's waiting, that done the pre-order, 5 months seem like a long time. Only if you don't have the other curriculum. Because if you got the book, you're okay. But if you don't have a book at all, then that is like, oh my God, I need this book. So there's nobody on here that pre-ordered that don't already have the book. The ones that's on here, if they pre-ordered, you already have the other curriculum book. But and I'm glad this is going out on YouTube and also on Instagram and Facebook about the update of the book. It's more than just changing a couple of words and a couple of pictures. Tia, you guys, you next, Belinda. Tia, I had her to update the hair loss chapter because I'm not a trichologist. I don't do that. And it's been so long since I studied that. And so I had her to, it's really changing the pictures. It's not any new terminology for the type of hair loss. Alopecia is alopecia till Jesus come. That name don't change, right? But still to give it a new look, not floor matting, but just pictures and some information maybe I left. Research. There's a lot of research on how many people is losing their hair today versus 8, 9 years ago. That kind of information. Belinda, go ahead because I want you to be able to take care of your client. Did you have something else to say, Belinda?
yes, I was just saying that I Mama Gigi, what she's doing with this book is she's revising it, just like we all have older books. Even the Bible has been revised, you know.
Yes.
Even and then not only that, there's so many stories now that are different that weren't talked about back when this book was made. You know, there wasn't so much Instagram back then. So
Mhm.
there's just more questions now, and we have Mama Gigi has a book for us that you can't get the answers from GPT. And you know, I don't care how GPT breaks it down for you, nothing is going to teach you like a teacher that you have access to, or a book that you have access to. You have to make yourself familiar with the book, you know.
And
That's just what I want to say.
when
It's
you
just
said
being
that
refined.
GPT, when I wrote that first book, wasn't no AI. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
I put all that together myself. But now I can go on there and see what they're saying versus what I say, which helps a lot. But when I did that first book, was no AI. So that was all my research and my experience. I mean, paragraph by paragraph. So
Hmm.
it's a lot
No,
help now, but you have to like check that too, right? And I didn't want to cut you off, Belinda, but when you said
go ahead.
that about AI, I
No,
want
I'm
to
just saying
clarify
that
when I
no,
when I did
Mama
that.
Gigi's experience and my experience, and this is most people need experience. You know, you can't just trust GPT to run your life. It doesn't work
Yeah,
like
talk a
that
little
unless you're
louder,
a
Belinda.
robot.
I can hear you, but
Okay.
I want people on Facebook to hear you. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said we're not robots, so we're not going to run our life like a robot. And no client wants to be treated like a robot. You
Right.
can't, it's impossible. You know, we need the human touch, and we need the we need to be compassionate and passionate about what we do, or the client's going to feel it. If I was a client, I'd like to know that you did your research, you invested in you, because I'm investing in you. And why should I invest in you when you just went to like Instagram or anything like that? You need the bones of this, and the outside will take care of itself. We need all the scenarios of taking it off, putting it on, keeping it clean, keeping it, go to the book, because I don't want to give away too much, because I don't want you to go try something before you. I may give you like a suggestion for C, but you have to do A and B first. And if you don't do
Yeah.
that, then you're like, that didn't work. So there's a reason on how, when, why,
Mhm.
and where.
And
And
you
then,
and you know what else, which we haven't talked much about, which I know Andrea can probably speak on this as well, and Roberta and Reba, the ones that I know have been with me for a while, and I know they have studied and been through the mentorships, and that is all the other services. There's so much being left on the table. There are so many other services that you offer besides taking it off, putting it on, cutting it, and styling it. It's like you have the service of if it's too large, making it smaller, or enlarging it, or removing old polyurethane, or floating polyurethane over old polyurethane, replacing lace fronts, things that you can do yourself without sending it to the factory, and then sending it to the factory. If hair comes out, having some hair put back in. If it's too short and you want to make it back longer, all these services is available, and we talk about all of them in the book. It's a whole chapter on additional services. But if you don't think about it, you
Mhm.
like, that's it, the piece is no more good. But no, that and those are services that client, they have no problem paying for. Anything that they can do to make their hairpiece last longer, quality control, not sealing. You know what I'm saying? Like after a while, the hair starts to shed out. There's so many other services that you guys can offer, because once a client bought a hairpiece, there's other services that you can offer her to
and
continue on.
there's ways to restore that hair. Just
Yes,
because it's old, there's ways to preserve the hair.
yes,
People say, oh, this hair is old, but if you know how to preserve it, then it's not.
yes,
I'm just saying.
yes, yes. It makes a lot, like Belinda. has, I referred her to clients that I was doing 30 years ago. And when they first came to her, they probably had a piece that they had 5 or 6 years ago that I had had it repaired, added more hair to, just couldn't do no more. And then we had to change the base for her lifestyle. She lost a lot more hair. You know what I'm saying? So Belinda been taking care of these clients, but she knows the quality of the designs that I would give those people, and they would last, and they were used to hair pieces lasting because we did services to them. We added hair. We did not seal. We did reconditioning of the hair. After a while, maybe start tangling a mat, and you can decuticleize it. It's just so many services that you can offer. But in these clients, they're gonna get more than one. Every client I ever did, 90% of them always got two, because it's like you gotta have a spare. If one gotta go in for repair, you gotta have a spare. And you can run a special on buy one, get one at a discount. You know, it's so many options, but it's all in this book, and you can't remember it all, especially when you're a solo.
Right.
You don't have a receptionist, you don't have a manager, you don't have an assistant, you doing it all. How can you just keep all of this stuff balanced? It's unreal. It's too
Right.
much. And something's gonna, you know, go lagging, and it's not your fault. So that's why that book is gonna help you stay on focus, keep you lined up, keep you with a provision, keep you with a plan, keep you thinking, say, oh, I need to not sell it. Oh, I need to float some PU on this. It's not sticking anymore, you know? And it's like, you guys, I'm talking about the book, buying the book. It's like, I did these books for you guys. I have it all in me, right? And I'm retired. I did it for you. God gave me this for you. And when he give you something, it's for somebody else. It's not for you. That's why they say, tell your testimonies, because God brought you through certain things for a reason, to bless somebody else. You got through it, they can get through it. So why would I hold this information in me? And that's another thing about you guys as business, as entrepreneurs. What he gives you, you're supposed to be dominion over it. You're supposed to turn it into a product and sell it. That's entrepreneurship. There's nothing wrong with selling. That's entrepreneurship. That's what God wants from you. He don't want you to go and bury it or just keep it to yourself. But this is the way you make your living. So whatever you're doing, whatever idea he gave you, package it, put it in a book, put it on a DVD flash drive, put it somewhere, a download. You know what I'm saying? It's for you, your children, generational entrepreneurship. So
We want
it's
you to
like,
have something when you get old and your body starts breaking down. You have to have some money saved. You have to, you
yes,
can't. That's why, you make a good living doing this, but you make
yes,
enough to put some to the side. So when you get older, you have some retirement, you have money to invest. It's not just for today. So we're studying like doctors, but we're charging, like doctors as well, because we have to look out for our future. And that's what God wants us to do, is just have make provisions for ourselves, because he's given us this, Mama Gigi and all of us talking out together. It's for a reason. And it's just to, charge you up again, and just know that this is long term. It's not, everybody's not going to do it, so this is a reinforcement. That's what I believe this class is, just to inspire and reinforce
okay,
and be reminded.
yeah. Andre, I have a
Absolutely.
question. Or you have something to
Yes.
say, Andrea?
Well, no, I have a question for you. I wanted to know, because what I'm thinking about doing is starting to start back ventilating, but only for
Yes.
repairs. And I want to know, how did you go about charging for that service? Did you go by the diameter of what needed to be repaired, or did you go by hourly? How long it would
Okay.
take you to do it?
It's been so many years that I've been a lady, but when I did, we did it per square inch, charge
Okay.
per square inch, because hourly sometimes it's not fair because you're slow.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And some people are faster. So I would charge more per square inch. And you know, I think
Okay.
under ventilation, it talks about that, where when it's sent to the factory, how they charge. But the factory is going to be a lot less because they overseas and we're in the United States. Our cost of living more. Now, if
Right.
you would go back to ventilating, everybody on here and on Facebook would be looking for you for little dime size, quarter size, 50-cent size of hair putting back in a base where they don't have to go back to the factory for a month or 2 months. Where
Right.
they can get it back in a week or 2 weeks. That is a business. A young lady by the name of Rosalind. I still use her today. She's been following me for a long time too. Reba might know her.
Is that
She does
Rosalind in
ventilation.
Texas?
Yes,
Rosalind in San Antonio?
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
So
took her
she,
class.
okay, yeah, she ventilate. It's like, I don't know, Andrea, how you gonna do that? Because you were so busy
No,
in
no,
your
no,
hair
no.
replacement
I'm just
business.
talking about for my. I'm just talking about for my clients. You
Oh,
know,
for
if they
your,
had yeah,
absolutely.
just for my clients. You know, because
Yeah,
it's taking so long. You know, with everything with the tariff and everything going on,
yes,
it's taking a little longer for my systems to come back.
right.
And so, just so that my clients can have something, you know, some of the pieces that the hair has worn out. You
Yes,
know, I'm sitting there looking. I can ventilate some of that hair just so they can have a piece there. You know.
yes, absolutely you should. Absolutely you should.
Yeah.
Absolutely you should. And so it's like, for you guys to be very big, but for the ones that's not booked all day, every day, now that's something that you can do, add here to your own client's system. But you know, you still want to know of somebody in the States that you can send it to, they can get it back to you in a week or two. But you have to
Yeah.
know, because everybody that say they can ventilate, when you start combing it, all that hair come right back out.
Right.
They just took
Right.
one class and now they're marketing. And that's what's so sad for me, that hurts my heart. People take a 1-day class, or even not even a class, they go to a look and learn at the Bonner Brothers or the Premiere Show. That's not a class. All
No.
that is an induction, talk to you about it for you to take a class, right? I think,
Right.
look, and I'm not bragging, I am one of, not the only one of the only ones that will share information and give you enough information to make an educated decision. I used to go with 3 and 4 suitcases, unpack them with all the heads there, all the mannequins there, all the hair pieces, all the base materials, all the tape. Didn't I, Roberta? My table would be full and I would share all that with you from the book. But now they market before and after pictures, and then you come in that classroom of 3,000 people and all they're doing is showing you how to cut and style it. Because you got to take the class, and which is right, you got to take the class. But I'm coming for some education information so I can make an educated decision. Talk to me about a piece of tape or something, not just cut and style a hair piece, and then I pick your class. So for the ones who have not taken the classes, it's best that you have that book. So when it's time to take the class, you can ask the right questions. Roberta will tell you, people will market themselves and sell these classes. And I know majority of my followers, 50% of them has taken other classes, but I had to bridge that gap. There was so many parts missing that I filled in for them to make them complete. Right, Roberta? Reba, you know what I'm saying? Misty is on as well. So these ladies has been there. They've been through a lot. They lost a lot, and they still invested to get what they needed to make their businesses successful. And it's not over. I took classes I was at the American Hair Loss Council year before last, not last year, but I'll be there for this year about the new upcoming curriculum textbook. But there's nothing there no more. When we were going, it was all the who's of hair replacement who wanted to be part of hair replacement, be thousands of people, right? And I would be the only little Black girl up in there. Right.
Yeah.
So I got so much up-to-date information. The Hair Authority, Chris Webb. I was one of the writers for that. Only the Black girl up in there. but I was able to get all the fresh, up-to-date information and bring it to the Black American community in non-surgical hair replacement. I brought information and gave you guys information you would never have heard if I hadn't delivered it to you and told you where to go. I said, go to this conference, go to that conference, order this magazine. So I've always been one to share and want to see you go to the next height in your industry, right? And the only way is to keep going, you don't have to go to everything. Before you go somewhere, call me, ask me, I'll tell you if it's worth it or not. But even if you just get one idea, I want Misty to talk a little bit because she's been busy growing her business. I'm so proud of you, and has been in the trainings, been in the mentorships, got the book. We're talking about the revised version that I'm doing, and it's so much work. It's like, this is the manuscript. Look, this is the manuscript for the new book. Over 500 pages. I thought I was just gonna do some updates, but y'all know me and know. So it's like I'm almost redoing the whole book over. That's what the publisher say. This is more than what we talked about. But it's like, well, I got integrity. I think I bit off a little bit much for my age, but it's gonna get done. But Misty, just talk about how starting off and after you got that book, how it connected some dots and bridged some bridges for you to move forward in your business.
Well, when I started this journey, I took a class and I was sort of like, it gave me a little bit, but not a lot. And when I had been following you, and I kept on. And finally I said, okay, it's time to take the class. And when I took the class, it bridged the gap with a lot of things that I didn't know, or I knew, but didn't understand why.
Yes, that's it.
And that helped me a whole lot, because I didn't understand why I was having an issue with this, or why I was having an issue with that, or why I was having. So, and then it actually helped me because it went into depth about, okay, now I know I can design a system, no problem. And sometimes we try to second guess ourselves, but I don't really have to second guess myself. Like, I designed the other day, and the guy was telling me about him sweating, this and that. And I thought, okay, I know which one I'm gonna give you. And when I ordered it, no problem. And that was the best system for him, you know. So you have to know what you're doing. I always talk about the what and the why. Doing it, and what's the purpose behind it.
Right.
You know,
and that's so important. The whys. You can see all the tapes, they marketing the adhesives and all that, but why are you using that? How long is it gonna last for? What client do you use it on? What if they sweat a lot? What if they're in the cold weather? You know, all of those things. But Misty, you blessed my heart when you said you designed this piece, and from talking to him, you knew what base materials to choose for him. And that's because you understood your base materials, and you knew what type of tape or adhesive you was going to use because of his lifestyle. That's all knowing the when, what, how of all the products and everything that you do in these services. And in that consultation room, that's your best friend. I'd rather be booked all day, every day in the consultation room than on that floor doing all that labor. That's not where it comes in, the labor. It just wears you down. That consultation room keep you going to the bank and lasting longer, getting older, because you're sitting down and you're designing and you're explaining. And that's where you sell yourself. They can then see what you really know and what you have to offer them. Clients are smart. There's a lot of them out there that's not. People are taking advantage of them. That's why it's so important to me that you guys break that. Because when they come to your hair replacement center and they done been to 3 or 4 under or one other one, there is a difference between your consultation and the person they went to before, because of your terminology, explaining to them why you picking what you picking for them, even down to the hair. Miss Lisa, you got any questions?
I do. I had my hand up. I'm gonna lower it now, but I wanted to say I've been looking for you. Um,
Oh,
I sent you a few emails. I met you
oh,
at that American Hair Loss conference 2 years ago,
uh-huh.
and you were not there last year because I was looking
No,
for you. And 2 years ago was my first time attending. I see two ladies on here, maybe three, that I saw at the conference when I first
yeah,
went.
Reba,
Um, I don't remember Reba, but Mitzi for sure and Andrea for sure,
yes,
that I saw at the conference because there's not many people of color there.
right.
Um, but I wanted to say I hope that we can have some time to talk offline because this business is new for me, and I hear you say that you're retired, but I wanted to know if you're still teaching classes because everyone the first year I was there that spoke about you and they announced you. I remember that, and everyone that spoke about you, they spoke about you highly. They held you in high regards. So I was like, shoot, I need to get to know Mama Gigi. Everybody's talking about her. They were holding you.
Take my phone number down, and we're gonna do a
Okay.
discovery. And
Okay.
okay, 510-205-9048.
And I was
Yeah,
actually, thank you. And I was
yeah,
actually contemplating on going to this year's conference or not, because honestly, last year I said, we were in Dallas, and I said, what am I getting from this? And
mhm,
so I like to make my investments where I'm really getting something out of it.
right.
Um,
Return on your
they have
investment.
good food. They have
Yeah,
really good food,
yeah,
but I
yeah,
want to, and they have some classes, but it's when you're kind of new or when you're a little hungry, I needed more. And so
right.
I was trying to debate whether I was going this year or not, or going to another trichology conference that's happening in New York, or maybe both. But I didn't want to go if I wasn't bringing anything home. So the first time, I mean, I'm glad that I met you, and I'm glad to see the ladies on here that I see today, because that would make me feel more comfortable and connected when I come back again. But I don't want to make an investment and I'm not getting. I hear you say that was thousands of people. Well, there ain't thousands of people no more, because I'm like, okay,
No.
um,
Uh-uh.
it's kind of fast. When I say fast paced, it's kind of like the people are, yes, they're trying to sell their product, but
Right,
we come there to learn as well.
right.
Um, so yeah, I
Well,
was
I'm
making.
gonna tell you, like I tell everybody else, Lisa, and I'm glad you came back on. She came on like an hour early. I was like, I gotta
Sorry.
find her on Facebook and let her know it's getting ready to start now. I want you to,
Mhm.
number one, the curriculum textbook. It's a must.
I'm gonna buy that.
It's going to prepare you for whoever you take the classes from to
Okay.
ask the right questions. That everybody on here will tell you. The curriculum tech, that's the one, it's a
Yes.
must have to
I'll do
even
that.
to talk to me in depth.
Okay.
It's a must have. It's an investment, but that's going to be the best one that you can ever make to make other decisions going forward in this industry, right?
Mhm.
So that book you got to order it. But I will talk to you now. Andrea brought me out of retirement to start. After I got the book, can't really do anything till I get finished with this the revised version of the book. But I wanted to start the educators program, which we started it. It's on my website, but this revising of this book has really got me. Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, what have I done? But it's gonna get done, and it's gonna be the way it wanted to be. It's me leaving my fingerprints, giving you everything in me, which I did that 9 years ago, but that's 9 years ago. So number one, Lisa, you got to order the book.
I will.
And that shows that you're interested and that you're willing to invest, what you did. You went to the hair loss conference, but like for a beginner, you just there, lost, uh, uh, because you don't understand anything. So that really, I wouldn't even advise you to go there first. I wouldn't have advised you to go there first. I would advise you to get that book, review that book, so you have questions when you got there and see who can answer these different questions for you, right? So anyway, but going forward, you got my number. We'll talk. And I have a couple of ladies that are teaching art non-surgical hair replacement, and I'm betting them. They took some training from me, but I want to make sure that you are ready to teach this class, and only teach what you know, front and back. If it ain't but one subject, you don't offer all of this, and you can't teach all of that. That's no, no. So that's where you start, Lisa. You order that book, and you call me, and we're gonna talk. Misty, you had a question?
I wanted to say about the American Hair Loss Council, like, even if, and I tell people, because people like, I don't know if I got anything out of it or not, but at the end of the day, if you don't do anything but be a member, it's benefits always. It's connections. And I have gained clients, even in my little small area.
Yeah, because you in the book. They have you registered.
Yes, I'm in.
Right.
So
but not her. She's not ready to get any clients yet. So you see what I'm saying? She hasn't started anything.
Oh, yes,
yet.
I have started. So I do have clients, but I'm listening to you all talk, and I'm like, I'm learning from this conversation.
Absolutely.
So when I go, I want to learn. I mean, I'm there to learn. Although the food is good, we don't have to eat a lot. We can, I'm there to learn. So if you were teaching a class, they had the panel discussions, that's fine. But someone that's thirsty and hungry, show me something.
I understand, but we're gonna talk offline,
okay,
Lisa, because we only got a little bit. We only got a little bit left, but definitely, I introduced these ladies to that, and I will come back with the book, of course, and see where else God leads me on that.
Okay.
But any other questions, ladies? While you guys thinking, you have any more questions? Lisa, and that's the thing. I'm so sorry, because this is like the 8th online challenge we've done. Andrea spoke. Who else spoke? Lisa spoke. Insurance, Desiree with the insurance spoke. I've had many different Mama spoke. So I've been doing this challenge now. This is like the 8th one or the 9th one. And it's not the last one, but I have to come up with another idea or what I can present to you guys. But I will continue to do it because it brings people together. You make connections. I answer questions. You get input from the other ladies. You get a tribe, a village, all of that, which is important to have in this, because it's lonely doing this business. Because you can't connect with everybody. Some people just want to get all your information. They have nothing to give you. Or they haven't invested in anything and they want you to answer all their questions. That's not fair.
Right.
Now, if you invested in the book, I invested in the book, we can talk about the book.
Right.
If you've taken classes and I've taken classes, we both have invested. We can exchange with each other. It's like going to those hair shows for an hour and a half at a look and learn. You're not learning there. That's a promotion to sell their classes. But I think in that hour and a half, you should be able to take something back away. Something.
Right.
I learned about a new tape ad. It was something, not just showing how to do a cut and a hairstyle and now take my class for $5,000. You know what I'm saying? You have to talk about what your class is about. What am I going to get from this class? What are my guarantees? And that's where I'm big on, and that's why I have such a great following. That's why people have been with me so many years. These are my daughters, and I'm very protective of everybody on here. Now, Reba, you got to talk a little bit. I got to get the vets. Reba, talk a little bit. And then I want to see, who is Kim? There's a Kim on here. I don't know who Kim is. You don't want to show your face, Kim?
Miss Gigi, I had one girl ask me, she said, do you mind if I use your book and copy a couple of pages out there?
No.
I told the girl, you done lost your mind. I say, if you don't go, I say, you think I'm going to give you my book that I paid for you to go copy some pages out of it? I say, no, ma'am.
No, see, that's
you need
the one. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I would delete her number.
Yeah, baby, look, I done cut off all contact. No Instagram, Facebook, none of that.
That's bad. It'd be easier to say, you know, finances is tight for me. I've taken some classes and I've been watching you. I have one question. Can you help me with this answer? But no, that's what I was just saying.
Yeah, those are users.
Yeah, those are users and takers.
Yes.
But is a vet. She's been doing it a long time. I mean, running a business, not a hair shop or a beauty shop, a non-surgical hair replacement business. There is a difference, Lisa, than them that's just having you know, their salon and doing a little bit of hair replacement in there, but really running that business. Is so many moving parts to the business part of it. And you got to have some guidance and some direction with this business part.
Right.
More than taking it off, putting it on, maintaining it. You got to run a business because people be wanting their $5,000 back.
Right.
You got to make sure that you don't do nothing for them and want that $5,000 back. Because that's eating a hair piece for many, many months when something like that happened. But there's so many things you can do to prevent from that. Then you have the takers that's just gonna, you know, try to get something for nothing. But Reba, I want you to say a little bit to encourage Miss Lisa to get the book and to follow and to invest and to just, you know, your journey, you know, whatever that you want to say.
Oh yeah, well, I did. I started out taking classes, but I wasn't getting what was needed, all the information. But this book, like I was saying even last week, it's a Bible of so much stuff that we need the business, and times that I do find myself needing to find out. I can go to the book and I can call Gigi, but basically to go to the book, and by all of us being a part of Gigi, we can call each other.
That's right.
Andrea and I know each other. We all know each other. We see each other. And this year I will be definitely at the conference there in Florida, the American Hair Loss Council. But Gigi is a source or a resource that's like none other in the hair replacement business.
Yes.
That she can tell us in our community we need to do more than anybody else out there.
Yes,
and,
absolutely.
Mitzi, I've met her through Gigi also. All of us, you just wind up being a family, and occasionally we'll hit each other up and check to see what each other's doing. But Gigi is a wealth of knowledge that you'll not get anywhere else out here right now.
And
because she is that
I'm
person.
I'm preparing you guys to do it.
Right.
Yes.
I'm preparing you guys to do it. That's my heart desire, not to prepare you guys. So your following gonna say the same thing about you guys.
Right.
Because it's in you, especially, but it's like you can learn, you can do it. But I always say you should be in business at least 5 years experience before you start teaching, because you got to do some troubleshooting. You got to bump your head in order to save somebody else's, you know. So the ones take one class and did it for a year, sit down. You shouldn't be trying to give nobody, charge nobody no $2,000 for no class.
Right.
You're not ready yet, unless you're just teaching theory and theory only. Yeah. Go ahead.
I had a school last year, Gigi, to contact me about coming to teach. And I was trying to contact you about using your book, because your book is the only book out there that has all the information.
Yeah, the curriculum.
But once that school told me what they were paying, I stopped calling you, because I was not going to work for that school for what they pay me. I'm like, oh no.
But you can have them buy the book. They can buy the book.
Well, I did tell the instructor about the book. They had listened to someone and bought all these pieces as far as doing hair replacement, but the person that talked them into buying all this stuff, she backed out. So my client worked for the school, and it's an hour and a half away from me. And so I wound up telling the instructor, after I told them, no, I will not drive an hour and a half for what you're trying to offer me to drive to teach. But I did tell her your book, so it was out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay,
Now,
wait a minute. Well, hold on, Reba. Lisa, you have to leave. Lisa, you have to
I'm
leave.
supposed to have a meeting at 8:00, but looks like it already ended.
Oh, you missed it. Okay, all right.
So
I just saw that.
I'm gonna stay on until they send me something else. If they send me something, I'll join them. If not, then I'm okay with it. Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
go ahead, Reba. Okay.
Yeah, but your book is what I told it was a community college, and they were charging the students $1,200 to take the class, but they wanted to pay me $175 an hour.
No,
a joke.
And you got the curriculum.
Right. So I told them,
and the knowledge.
Right. Yeah. I told the instructor to get your book. Now, whether she did or not, I don't know. Or they if they found somebody else to supposedly teach the class, but I told her, hands down, your book is the book to have.
Yeah, and tell them it's a curriculum. It's a curriculum.
Right. Well, I haven't talked back with her because not for that price.
Right. No. You got value. Yeah, you got value. You've invested. You got value. Exactly. Return on your investment.
Yeah, exactly.
Any other questions, guys? We're coming to a close, but I will set up something else probably within the next month. I tell you, because I am. I'm like, y'all pray for me.
We will.
Yes, we will.
I love it. I love it. That's the good part about it. It's just that at this age, researching and studying and reading and then I'm not great at administration. So working with these publishers, they want me to email them where I want to put this and put that. I'm like, I need you to come over here. Let me show you. Put it here, put it here, put it here. But no, everything is online. You can't do that.
Yes.
And so that's a challenge, but God
that's
is
frustrating.
Yes, it's frustrating. So it's stretching me. It's stretching me.
Yes.
Okay, any other comments or questions before we go? And I do want to say that for the ones that have pre-ordered the book, you will be getting another email with the update, but I'm saying it to you guys right now. Looking at where I am right now, all the contents, I think all the contents is here. I'm not happy with the formatting. I want to make sure it's easy, smooth transition, a lot more pictures and higher quality of pictures and some new pictures. Then they have to do the proofreading and the cover. I'm not happy. I mean, it's a second edition, so it needs to look like the other cover, but not just like the other cover. And it's all white heads. I wanted to represent Black, Asian, white, Spanish, all nationalities. And so I paid for that cover. I got to do that again. Wait a minute, let me get this off the. Hold on. So that too. So I'm saying, I had said July, but it's going to be closer to September. It just can't be rushed. But you guys have the book, so you're okay. But the ones that don't have a book at all in that pre-order, that's where my concern is for them. But I just told them I'll talk to them and help them in any way I can until they get the pre-order, get their book ordered. Okay, any last minute comments or questions before we go, guys? I got the administrator, she's putting this on. She's in the background. It's on Facebook Live. It's on YouTube Live. And so that's what I'm saying. It's investments. I have to pay the administrator to do all that while we do all of this. So I invest as I come on and share with you guys. I send them emails out every month. All of that is an administrator because I like things to be done right, professional. I don't have to do anything. You guys know that. So it's an investment. I invest to invest in you. I invest to invest in you. Right? And so, Ms. Chambers, I want you to speak because we've been talking for a couple of years, but we ain't done
ma'am. I've been on this and I was kind of kitchen.
No, I said we've been talking for a couple of years.
Yes. I did when she said until you read her book, she will not communicate with you. She mean that. So I kind of
I'll talk to you, but it's nothing we could talk
but
about.
I'm saying, you said read the book, and then if you have any questions, then you know. So like you're saying, I just wanted to come on and say before we end that I have thoroughly enjoyed these last couple of weeks coming on. I've even sent our Facebook friends requests to a lot of people from each class because like I'm saying, I'm one of the persons that she can speak on, saying I've spent money on different classes and still was lost, still at a standstill. So going back to the drawing board. However, it's something that I really feel that is women empowerment. A lot of women, our beauty is what it is, and what makes us. If you look good, you feel good. And so I'm basically restudying certain chapters to help myself. I feel that I've been stranded for about I say 2 or 3 years, and like I just didn't know which way to go. And she proposed a question to me and said, if I send you 3 people, could you do their hair? And I was like, no, I couldn't. I wouldn't even know where to start because you get more of the educational portion of it, and you know it's hard to do that via Zoom for me. I'm a visual learner. I'm a visual learner, and I need hands-on. So I'm very hands-on with my learning. So now that like I said, I ordered her book. I'm gonna get the new book as well. I have the workbook.
Did you do your homework?
Yes, ma'am. I have 2 people on board. So I was going to reach out to you later, and so we can discuss how to move forward with that. I do have 2 of the 3 people on board. So they're willing to work with me. I'm excited. Looking forward to it. Like I say, in the area I'm in, it's not just about the money, but it's just about the need.
Yes, the need. And the money will follow, baby.
And so I just, like I said, I told her I'm one of the persons too. I'm 48. So honestly, I'm not trying to be behind the chair much longer. I would like to become an educator. I enjoy teaching. I enjoy, helping others. I really do. And I feel like that's more where I would be at for me. But I do want to learn how to, like she said, you can't, if you've never done it, how can you teach it? So I'm in the
have that experience
of learning it as well. So if you see a Chambers or Shan Chambers come across your Facebook, Instagram, it's because I saw you on her calls, and like she said, I've invested, so I want to be able to communicate with people who can, because you do get that a lot. People want you to give, and then they don't have nothing to give back to you. Exactly what my pastor preached about Sunday. He was like, you have to check your circle. I need good help. I need good help. Not me always being the person pouring into. I need somebody pouring into me and help me see my ability, because it has I've been stagnated. So I look forward to reaching,
not
meeting
no more, because we connected. And that's another thing. I'm giving you a plan. I'm giving you strategies on how to move forward. And most of these on here, they did the Zoom for like 6 months, but they took the hands-on training. And Angie Smith, one of my other daughters in California, she said, tell you we're doing the class in California. Angie's like Andrea bringing me out. Angie's bringing me out. It's like, yes, you guys that's ready to be an instructor, you can bring me out to be part of yours. But I'm not starting nothing from scratch doing all that stuff. And that's another thing too, for the ones that is needing of inventory, hair pieces, tapes, adhesives, everything for training into using your hair replacement center. I got a garage full of boxes, and I want to get rid of that. I don't want the stuff to go bad. Now, I do need to recoup some of my investment, but it won't be what you would buy, pay to get it. And I really, when you guys were just in Texas last year, I wish y'all had came by my house and got some of this stuff. But so before you're buying anything or you need anything, contact me first and see if I have it. And so I can be a blessing to you and you be a blessing to me, because it's like, it's so much stuff. Because when I taught classes, I brought the whole kitchen sink, and I bought a lot of them. I bought 50 of this, 50 of that, 50 of this. So I have a lot left that you guys can use. So Angie, I told them about California class coming up. Andrea, we're working on some things together. to do something together. It'd be your class, and I'm just gonna be brought in.
Yes,
I also want
absolutely.
Y'all gonna hire me to come in. Yes.
Yes.
I also want to
Okay.
ask everyone in her group on Facebook to make sure, like, if I
Yeah.
can't. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody is. It is. And then you can see you in the group, the Truth About Non-Surgical Hair Replacement, my group.
Yes, ma'am. That's the group I was
Okay,
saying, so I can see.
And they
Yes,
all there as
Okay.
friends too. You can reach out.
Okay.
So we have to set up another meeting to go over your homework that I gave you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, God, is all minds clear?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
enjoyed this. You guys
Yes.
keeping me young and keeping me active. Because if you don't work out your gift, it dies inside of you. And I'm not letting
Yes,
nothing
it
die
does.
inside of me. It's for you. And I
Yes.
love it so much. I really, really do.
Miss Gigi,
yes.
will you check your inventory and see if you have some of the XL Ghost Bond?
I do. I know I do. Now, I think I only have them. Remember those little kits I told you about? The whole little kit. Let me get one. Missy, I think you have when you came to the class. I don't know if I have the big bottles. I might have a couple of big bottles.
Okay.
But I know, especially if you guys, these travel kits with with everything in them.
Yeah.
I have about 50 of these kits.
Okay.
Which some of them, like Belinda was saying, some parts of this you can give to your clients for if you want them to remove their piece before they get there or something like that, for them to maintain, but not the adhesives and the ghost bonds. No, but everything else for maintenance.
Okay.
You can give, these little samples to your clients in your consultation when they order a unit. And
Okay.
yeah, things like
check,
that.
Check for me because I was gonna order some. Let me know what you have to sell and before I actually have to order some.
Right. Okay. I'll see if I have any big ones. And I have an inventory sheet I can just look at so I don't have to go through the box. All right, guys. I gotta let the administrator go. You guys keep looking at your emails. We'll do another one. Misty, you prepare to be a speaker on the next one. Roberta, be prepared to be a speaker. And Reba, I don't mean just saying hi, the book is good, to share some nuggets, to share a chapter that's really strong for you. It's like practicing your class, right? But just information from a chapter is that you want to discuss. So I want Misty to do one, I want Roberta, and I want Reba to also do one. All right, guys, like I always say, I see you at the top because the bottom is too crowded. You guys all have my cell number, so you're never stuck, never discouraged, even if it's just for a prayer, I'm here. Yeah. Right?
Yes,
all
ma'am.
right.
Yes, ma'am.
Love you guys so much.
Love you too.
See you at the
You're welcome.
top.
Thank you.
All right. Good
All
night.
right. Bye-bye.
Feel better,
Good
Roberta.
night.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.